conduct korpa as per whatever directions that go from the government. Secretary करता पंचायती राज direction follow करपा जाय secretary करता पण आमी तेंचे to equip them even otherwise we have to first of all change that level of pay and see that they get their due as far as performing their duties are concerned. That's why I will request again the finance department, don't hold this file, clear it immediately. Number one, आता तुम्ही पळय म्हणटा टेक्निकॅलिटी लागून प्रत्येक हाऊस इन्स्पेक्शन सेक्रेटरी वयता तेन्ना आमी तरी सांगतले इंजिनियराक घेवन वच. इट विल नॉट बी प्रॅक्टिकली पॉसिबल. वी डोंट हॅव दॅट मेनी इंजिनियर्स. wherever it is actually required, there is a problem, then we will have to send them, because ek jana jao, when plans are approved, Speaker sir, they are approved by these architects or engineers who are authorized to do that. So where is the question of engineer from the department of panchayat examining sarke structurally sarke asa, tenche structural engineer astalo, bakicho civil engineer astalo, they give the design or the building plans and all, and accordingly it is done.
Yes.
I think the minister needs to correct himself, because he cannot bluntly say ki engineer na munon ami secretary continue kortle, because by secretary going there itself is technically wrong, because he is not giving justice to that job. He does not have the authority, neither knows the know-how. Kit technically check korba there. What the architect does, what that is plan is passed is a separate thing. Tu kiting inspection kit koron dadla, tu technically dadla. Plus कित जाता एडिशनल वर्कलोड जाता तेका जे जाग्यार तो वचपा नाका ते जाग्यार तो वयता आनी पंचायतींची काम जावपा जाय ते जाग्यार पंचायती सेक्रेटरी आसना. These are few things which is bringing overload. No, we have to correct these things. No, minister is saying that it is not possible. Why it is not possible? Engineer na म्हणलं कितें? Engineer ना जाल्यार engineer recruit करपा जाय न्ही. You cannot say engineer na आणि आपण continue करतलो secretary. If you keep continuing setting the secretary, जेन्ना matter कोटा वयता सगळ्यांचे file भायर पडल्यो. It will have and it will delay in the person's construction job. I would still say we would need to recruit engineers if you don't have engineers for this specific purpose. And BDO needs to send. BDO's work is to send. And today, because these things are happening, there is lot of additional. I will not go into that part. I will not enter the corruption part of it, but let me not go there. But I'm only concentrating on the technical part. So I would still want engineers to come there. You take time, but employ engineers, make sure where construction inspections are there, engineers should be there.
Because sir, o prashna mashe dusre vashen teka answer karta. What he is trying to say is, already secretaries are overburdened. Engineer ge kaam karun di, secretary ge kaam karun di. Ata even आता सगळे जाण they feed the data. आदलो ते minutes बुरयतालो तो तेम गेलो on the computer. We have already moved a file. Each and every panchayat should be given a computer operator who is a technically qualified person, even for us to move with the digital footprint in the future. एक engineer appoint करपा प्रत्येक पंचायती ही file move जाल्ली आसा. So that particular responsibility of even writing minutes will perhaps go to that other person. As far as engineer is concerned, shortage asa, I will also consider getting more people employed so that there is no shortage of engineers as well. But this is a long-term process. Vacancy create korpa jay, magir need basis ami faote engineer adpa jay. Okay, I will take his suggestion, because whatever is mentioned in the August House, it in terms of an assurance, it gets translated into action. So I would rather consider it as a positive point for me. कि आनी इंजिनियर रिक्रूट जावपा जाय, इंजिनियर शॉर्टेज आसा म्हणून. I take your point.
Cruz Silva. My
third question is my third supplement. See, I am the main this. I have to get three. No. My third question ache. No. Speaker sir, I think this
Cruz
is.
Silva tu uleta.
Speaker sir.
Cruz Silva.
Speaker sir.
ये answer करता.
My third question, specific minister, is MAPCS is granted every 10 years.
Yes.
Pending application दाखवता. आणि pending application is based on ACR report. Aka clear जापाक खूप time लागता. It is taking time. My request is to shorten this process. 2015 recruit केले ते 2025 तेंगले 10 years period जातलो. जेन्ना 10 years जाता तेन्ना सगळ्या जावचो म्हणून prepare जावपाक. This is what I want.
Miguel, question question number 34.
Because I may be permitted to ask 4A.
Yes.
माझ्या जाण 5 मिनिटं
No. येस जी तारुलकर.
Because reply as per uploaded in the computer.
स्पीकर सर, ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टरान जो म्हाका रिप्लाय दिला तेचेर तेंच्यांनी म्हटलां इलेक्ट्रॉनीक मॅन्युफॅक्चरींग क्लस्टर तुवें त्या विशयी की तेंचे फावंडेशन स्टोन 2016 घातलेलो आनी आयज 7 वर्सां जालीं आनी तेंच्यांनी रिप्लाय दिला की मार्च 2024 हो कंप्लीट जातलो. ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर विचारूंक सोदता की आयज अजून पर्यंत थंयसर जे प्लॉट थंयसर जे डेव्हलपमेंट आहा ते पळयत जाल्यार जे एम्युनिटीज थंय जाय आसलेले जे तेंच्यांनी सजेस्ट केल्ले जे प्रोजेक्टान आउटपोस्ट पुलीस आउटपोस्ट पोस्ट ऑफिस गार्बेज बिल्डींग हे इतर कितें एम्युनिटीज जे आसले ते थंयसर त्या प्रोजेक्टान आसले ते अजून पर्यंत तर कांय जावंक ना थंयसर सुरवात. आनी डेव्हलपमेंट जे करपाक जाय आसले म्हणजे जे इंडस्ट्रीज येवपाचे आसले ते येवंक ना थंयसर. आनी मार्च 2024 कशें जातलें हो व्हडलो प्रश्न पडलेलो आहा. कित्याक थंय अजून पर्यंत लिंक रोड सुकेकुळेन धारगळ टू इलेक्ट्रॉनीक सिटी हांगा लिंक रोड आहा तेचो स्टेटस कितें आहा तो मातसो मंत्र्यान सांगचो. आनी खंयच्या बेजीसचेर सरकार सांगता की 2024 हो कंप्लीट जातलो. पयलो प्रश्न.
स्पीकर सर, इलेक्ट्रॉनीक मॅन्युफॅक्चरींग क्लस्टर जो आसा तो गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ इंडियान फर्स्ट ग्रीनफिल्ड EMC हे तुवें हो सुरवात केली 2016 जवळ जवळ जेन्ना बाब लक्ष्मीकांत पार्सेकार आशिल्लो तेन्ना ही संकल्पना सुरवात जाल्ली. 2017 जेन्ना हांव IT मिनिस्टर जालो अलॉंग वीथ अंडर मनोहरभाई, दॅट इज द टायम वी स्टार्टेड टेकिंग दीस प्रोजेक्ट अहेड. स्पीकर सर, ओवरऑल एप्रुवल कॉस्ट ह्या प्रोजेक्टाचो इज 161 crores, 32 lakhs 35,501. तातूंत ग्रांट इन एड जी येता आमकां सेंट्रा कडल्यान इज 73 crores 77 lakhs 50,000. हे स्पीकर सर इज बेजिकली अ शेअर, म्हणजे आमी इन्स्टॉलमेंट दिवचो पडटा आनी तो ग्रांट सिमिलर ग्रांट सेंटर दिता. फर्स्ट इन्स्टॉलमेंट आमकां 20%चो स्पीकर सर 27 crores 18 lakhs 85,630 रुपीज ऑलरेडी जालो. जातूंतल्यान गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ इंडियान आमकां 12 कोटी 43 लाख सुमार दिले आनी आमी 14 कोटी 75 लाख सुमार आमी घाले. सेकंड इन्स्टॉलमेंट स्पीकर सर 53 crores 47 lakhs 31,659 हे आयले एट 30%, जातून आमी आमच्या सेंट्रा कडल्यान आमकां जवळ जवळ 24 कोटी आयले आनी गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ गोवान 29 कोटी घाले. आतां स्पीकर सर हे लँड जे आशिल्लें वॉज जस्ट बेजीक लँड, नो डेव्हलपमेंट कांयच नाशिल्लें आनी ताज्या खातीर तुवें सारकेल्या गांवांत जे नवोच सुरवात जाल्ली थंय कांयच इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर ना जाल्यार फुडें कितें करपाचें हाज्या खातीर ITG वॉज नेम्ड एज अ इम्प्लिमेंटींग एजन्सी आनी तेन्ना स्पीकर सर आमकां डेव्हलपमेंट करपाक सुरवात केली. आमी 2018 जाला 18तल्यान स्पीकर सर पयलो सर्वे केलो. सर्वेच्यान मागीर रस्त्याची कामां घेतली, ड्रेन्साची कामां घेतली, इलेक्ट्रिकलाची कामां घेतली, उदकाची लायनीची कामां घेतली आनी टोटल एम्युनिटी स्पीकर सर त्या हातून इलेक्ट्रॉनीक क्लस्टरान जी करपा जाय वीच इन्क्लूड्स फॅसिलिटीज ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सबस्टेशन वेर आवर पावर मिनिस्टर इज डुईंग, वेर द वॉटर सप्लाय युनिट वेर आवर PWD मिनिस्टर इज डुईंग थ्रू आवर इलेक्ट्रॉनीक मॅन्युफॅक्चरींग क्लस्टर. हे सोडले जाल्यार एडिशनल फॅसिलिटीज टू मेक इट अ व्हेरी स्टेट ऑफ आर्ट इलेक्ट्रॉनीक मॅन्युफॅक्चरींग क्लस्टर आमकां वेअरहाऊस, वेस्ट फॅसिलिटीज, गार्बेज मॅनेजमेंट सायट, ETP ह्यो फॅसिलिटीज तयार करच्यो पडटा. एडिशनली एडमिनिस्ट्रेटीव बिल्डींग, पुलीस तातूंत आउटपोस्ट, पुलीस आउटपोस्ट, डिस्पेन्सरी, फॅसिलिटीज फॉर पोस्ट ऑफिस एंड बँक्स आनी फायर फायटींग स्टेशन चालू करपाक जाय आशिल्लें. स्पीकर सर, म्हाका सांगपाक खूब तुमकां बरें दिसता की हे जितलें हांवें सांगलां ऑल वर्क्स एक्सेप्ट फॉर ETP आमी जी सिवरेजी खातीर आसा ती आमी घेतिल्ली ना, कित्याक इंडस्ट्री प्रमाणे आमी ETP मागीर घेतले म्हणून. पूण जी कामां इलेक्ट्रिसिटी डिपार्टमेंट वॉटर सप्लाय करपाक जाय तांची कामां सुरवात आसा. फायर फायटींग स्टेशनाचें काम चालू आसा. एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन बिल्डींग ताणें जें विचारलां, पुलीस आउटपोस्ट, डिस्पेन्सरी, पोस्ट ऑफिस, बँक्स हें सुरवात जाल्ली आसा. वेअरहाऊस सुरवात जाल्ली आसा. वेस्टाचें टेंडर जाल्लें आसा. पार्किंगा खातीर जी बे आसा ताजे पेमेंटाचें आमकां दिसता हे दिसांनी फायनान्सांतल्यान क्लियर जालें की तें काम सुरवात जातलें. सो बेजिकली इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर इन दॅट प्लेस सुरवात जातलो स्पीकर सर, वीच इज ड्यू टू कंप्लीट बाय मार्च 2024. आतां प्रश्न येता स्पीकर सर इंडस्ट्रीजचो. इंडस्ट्री खातीर आमी स्पेशल लँड अलॉटमेंट पॉलिसी तयार केली आनी लँड अलॉटमेंट पॉलिसीच्या माध्यमांतल्यान आमी भायर गेले. पयले स्पीकर सर आमी आज द रेट वीच इज अवेलेबल फॉर दीस प्लेस इज रफली एट 500 रुपीज अ स्क्वेअर मिटर. आणि मेन हातून एकूच लक्ष आसा, सिन्स इट इज अ ग्रीनफिल्ड इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मॅन्युफॅक्चरींग क्लस्टर, वी कॅनॉट टेक अ एन्सिलरी थिंग अँड मेक इट समथींग डिफरंट. दुसरो इंडस्ट्री आमी हाडूंक शकना. आतां इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स हाडटले जाल्यार वर्साक स्पीकर सर फक्त ग्रॅज्युएट्स, डिग्री होल्डर्स 1200 डिग्री होल्डर्स वेरियस 5 काय 6 कॉलेजींतल्यान आमचे पास आउट जातात. 1200 इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स आनी वेरियस हातून पास जावपाची जबाबदारी ह्या सरकारान घेतल्या की तांकां जॉब मेळचे म्हणून. आनी पॉलिसीच्या माध्यमांतल्यान स्पीकर सर जवळ जवळ आज थंय 45 MIZ
स्पीकर सर म्हाका दिसता तो स्पेसिफिक
स्पीकर सर बसून येता.
स्पीकर सर माझो प्रश्न कितें आसलो?
एक मिनिट.
स्पीकर सर 15 व्हडले प्लॉट आणि MIZ मायक्रो इंडस्ट्रियल झोनाचे 45 प्लॉट आसा. आयच्या तारखेन ऑलरेडी आमी 2 व्हडले प्लॉट स्पीकर सर दिल्ले आसा विच इज फॉर बेसिकली IT कंपनी हू विल बी डुईंग इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग किट्स, कंझ्युमर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, पेन ड्रायव्स, सगळे विनायल टर्नेबल्स, विनायल रेकॉर्ड, सगळ्यो ज्यो ECM सर्विस आसात त्यो ना सोबत
स्पीकर सर
आता
प्रश्न स्पीकर सर कितें आसलो आनी सगळे एंटायर प्रोजेक्ट सांगता खोदो
प्रोजेक्ट सांगना ताका कित्याक ते सांगता. आता दुसरी कंपनीकूय आमी हार्डवेअर दिली आणि 3 कंपनी फायनलायज जातात. 4 मायक्रो इंडस्ट्रियल झोन दिल्यो. आता प्रश्न येता स्पीकर सर ताणें तो मेन काडला तो आमकां सद्याचो इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर द रोड कनेक्टिंग टू दिस इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट इज जस्ट 3 मीटर्स, 3.5 मीटर सारखे. 2 गाडयो सुद्दां वचनात. ताज्या खातीर वी डिसायडेड टू डू अ रोड फ्रॉम द हायवे which will connect to तुवें इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट डिरेक्टली. मोठो रस्तो येता जेन्ना इंडस्ट्री जेन्ना येता स्पीकर सर व्हडले कंटेनर येतात, व्हडल्यो गाडयो येतात, बारीक रस्त्यावयल्यान वचपाक शकना आनी गांवांतल्यान भितरल्यान चल्ल्यार गांवाचो प्रॉब्लेम सुरू जाता. भायल्यांच्यान आमी हायवे कडल्यान जसो मोपा कनेक्ट करून घेतात स्पीकर सर तसो सिमिलरली हायवे कडल्यान डायरेक्ट तुवें इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट 2.6 किलोमीटर रस्तो ऑलरेडी आमी आयडेंटिफाय केला. एक्विजिशना खातीर 22 कोटी रुपया आमी ऑलरेडी डेपॉझिट केल्ले आसा. आमचे मार्किंग जाले की PWD आपले काम सुरू करतले.
स्पीकर सर मार्चान 2024 तो म्हणटा कंप्लीट करता. सगळे बरें दिसले की थंयसर प्रोजेक्टां सगळीं कामां चालू आहा. परत आमचो मंत्री सारको नेटान थंय काम करता. आतां प्रश्न उरता लिंक रोडाचो. म्हाका तुमी सांगा स्पीकर सर मार्चान 2024 लिंक रोड अजून एक्विजिशन जावंक ना. ते मागीर काम करतले. थंय एक परत मानस येता, थंय ब्रिज बांदपाक जाय. मार्च 2024 एका वर्सान एकूय वर्स ना इतले शॉर्ट टायमाचेर हे लिंक रोड जातलो, ब्रिज जातलो आनी कनेक्टिविटी आमकां हायवे टू इलेक्ट्रॉनीक सिटी जातले. तो प्रश्न आसलो. तेणी एंटायर सगळे इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर सगळे सांगले पूण लिंक रोड जायना जाल्यार तो प्रोजेक्टूच कंप्लीट जावचो ना. कोण इन्व्हेस्टर येतले? तुवें सांगले 15 इंडस्ट्रियल प्लॉट आसात. 15 इंडस्ट्रियल 2च गेल्यात. आता ते केन्ना गेले?
अन्य सदस्य तुमचा प्रश्न किती?
प्रश्न ह्यो पयलीं हांगले 2 गेले 15तल्यान इंडस्ट्रियल प्लॉटांतल्यान 2 गेले ते केन्ना गेले? त्याचो टायम ड्युरेशन कितलो? त्यांनी केन्ना सुरवात करपाक जाय? हो प्लॉट घेवन सुशेगाद अशेंच रावतले? लिंक रोड पयलीं क्लियर कर कित्याक 6-7 म्हयन्यांनी लिंक रोड जावचो ना तुजो. सारको टायम दी.
कसं ताजो एक प्रश्न जेन्युइन आसा. ताजी कळ आसा की गांवांतल्या लोकांक त्रास जावचे न्ही, भायलो लिंक रोड जावचो म्हणून. आता जवळ जवळ 6 महिने जाले वी हॅव बीन फॉलोईंग अप विथ द कलेक्टर्स ऑफिस. 22 कोटी आमी EDCन डेपॉझिट केले अंडर राईट टू फेअर कम्पेन्सेशन. तो एक्टाच्या अंडर प्रोक्युरमेंट पॉलिसीच्या अंडर वी हॅव ऑलरेडी कंप्लिटेड ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लिटेड. दारगड, विरनोडा आणि तुवें सगळे मिळून 81,900 स्क्वेअर मिटर्स जाता 2.3 किलोमीटर स्ट्रेचा खातीर. आता स्पीकर सर जवळ जवळ 15 जाण आसा जातले सेल डीड ऑलरेडी अप्रूव्ह जाली. वी आर वेटिंग फॉर द कलेक्टर्स ऑफिस अँड कलेक्टर टू कंप्लीट द प्रोसिजर ऑफ एक्विजिशन. एक्विजिशन कंप्लीट करता आसतना स्पीकर सर एकट्याच मनशाची थंय प्रॉब्लेम आसा. तो आमचो PWDचो जो एक्विजिशन एक्ट जालो तो ह्या दिसांनी जालो जाल्यार वी वील एन्श्योर दॅट उरिल्लो कुडको आमी त्या एक्विजिशन एक्टाच्या अंडर आमी एक्वायर करतले. कितें प्रोक्युरमेंट
सर मिनिस्टरान एश्योर करपाचे कितलो टायम लागतलो? एका मनशा खातीर आतां म्हाका दिसता 2 वर्सां जाली पेंडींग उरला. एका मनशा खातीर कितलो टायम लागतलो एका मनशा खातीर कंप्लीट करपाक?
स्पीकर सर जेन्ना एक्विजिशन प्रोसेस ऑलरेडी कंप्लीट जायत आयलो एक्विजिशन जातकरूच काम सुरू जातलें न्ही. आता काम मार्च 2024 जेन्ना म्हणला आमी ताका डेट दिल्या इज रिलेटेड टू द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग क्लस्टर इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर टू बी रेडी. कनेक्टिंग रोड समज जावपाक जाय मिनिमम 1 ते 2 वर्स लागतली प्रॅक्टिकली. ही कॅनॉट एकदा आमचे कंप्लीट जाले की PWD विल स्टार्ट डुईंग देयर
लिंक रोड केन्ना सुरुवात जातलो इतलेच सांग. सुरुवात केन्ना? एका मनशा खातीर शिरकून उरला एका मनशा खातीर शिरकून
जेन्ना कंप्लीट जातलो तेन्नाच लिंक रोड तयार जातलो न्ही स्पीकर सर. तो एक्चुअली बिल्डर तो डेव्हलपर ताका खबर आसता कितलो वेळ लागता जेन्ना प्लॉट घेता तेन्ना रस्ते मारपाक आनी बाकीचे करपाक स्वताचो आसतना.
अरे स्पीकर सर एकट्या खातीर 2-2 वर्सां उरो शकना. तेंच्यांनी एक्सिडेंट हे कारवाई करपाची फुडें सरपाचें तेंच्यांनी.
ज्या कंपनीनी ऑलरेडी प्लॉट घेतले तांकां एग्रीमेंटा प्रमाणे 2 वर्सां भितर तांणी तांकां काम कंप्लीट करून दे हॅव टू स्टार्ट देअर एक्टिविटीज. हांवें जे स्किलिंग भुरगे कित्याक सांगले तुका 1200 पास जाता जेन्ना हे आमचे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग क्लस्टरान हे आमचे कंपनीज काम सुरू करतले आमी तांकां ऑल्सो रिक्वेस्ट केलां की हे 1200 भुरग्यांतले अनएम्प्लॉयड जे यूथ आसा तांकां स्किलिंग अपस्किलिंग रिस्किलिंगाक घे सो आमकां 80% गोंयकार ते इलेक्ट्रॉनीक मॅन्युफॅक्चरींग क्लस्टरार काम करपाक मेळटले
स्पीकर सर तेणी सांगले की
ताजो प्रश्न स्पेसिफीक आनी
हय स्पीकर सर तेणी सांगले आता
दोन वर्सां
गोंयकारांक
भितर
स्पीकर सर एक मिनिट स्पीकर सर तेणी सांगला गोंयकारांक थंयसर जॉब मेळटले सगळे स्किल डेव्हलपमेंट सेंटर थंय बांदतात मान्य आमची प्रॉपर्टी थंय गांवकारांची 6 लाख स्क्वेअर मिटर घेतल्या एक्वायर केला तांकां कंपेन्सेशन काय ना कशे पेपर्स केले आनी कितें देवाक खबर आतां थंयसर म्हाका तेजे कडल्यान एश्युरन्स जाय की थंय एक पॉलिसी फ्रेम करपाची लोकल्सां खातीर स्थानिकांक एक पॉलिसी फ्रेम करपाची गव्हर्मेंटान की स्थानिकांक थंयसर आनी आमच्या कॉन्स्टिट्युन्सीच्या भुरग्यांक थंय जॉब मेळटले म्हणून तेणी एश्युअर एक करपाचें लास्ट
स्पीकर सर जेन्ना खंयची आमी इंडस्ट्री हाडटा खंयची इंडस्ट्री हाडटा इट इज मेंट टू एन्श्युअर मॅक्झिमम बेनिफीट फॉर लोकल
एन्श्युरन्स फस्ट ना पॉलिसी फ्रेम करून लोकलाक हे करपाचें
स्पीकर सर जेन्ना हांव सांगता स्किलिंग रिस्किलिंग अपस्किलिंग करून आमी घेतात लोकांक गोंयकारांक घेवपाक आमी सदांच रेव्हेन्यू पर स्क्वेअर मिटर आनी एम्प्लॉयमेंट
सर पयलींचे प्रोजेक्ट अशेच जाले पॉलिसी फ्रेम काय करूंक ना पॉलिसी फ्रेम करपा एश्युअर करपाचें
प्रश्नकाल सोंपता 0 ओवर श्री अलेक्स सिकेरा
Speaker, sir, fear and anxiety in the minds of families of freedom fighters regarding their pending demand to increase the house repair grants from rupees 50,000 to 1,50,000.
Yes, Sri Kusilwa.
Speaker, sir, fear and anxiety in the minds of villagers of Sanzade area is due to the old and duplicated conditions of the existing pipeline that is almost 22 years old. And the residents of Padribad, Komba and other nearby areas around Margaon Industrial Estate are facing water shortage due to the reduced water carrying capacity. The proposal for replacement of pipeline in Sanzadi area of Welling constituency to solve this issue is submitted by Assistant Engineer, Subdivision 3, Work Division 9, PHE, PWD dated 15/3/2003. Needs to be executed at the earliest.
Sri Sankalp Amonkar.
Speaker, sir, fear and anxiety in the minds of the people of Murmagaon constituency with respect to the stray dogs. The population of stray dogs is on rise, and they have been chasing people on the roads, including the small children, putting their lives at risk. I have been approached by people of all parts of Murmagaon constituency regarding this issue. Steps the government intend to take in this matter. Speaker, sir, हे जे इतले वाडलेले सर केसीस बाबत तुमकां एक रिपोर्ट दाखयता स्पीकर सर मुर्मगांव 120 केसीस ऑफ डॉग बायट्स एवरी मंथ 120 केसीस सर कुत्रे चावता लोकांक थंयसर एवरी मंथ आनी वर्साक 1300 डॉग बायट्स केसीस जावपाक लागला मुर्मगांव तर सो मागता सर की हेजेर बेगीनच्या बेगीन लक्ष घालचें म्हणून
Sri Venji Vegas.
Fear and anxiety in the minds of local entrepreneurs who want to buy motorbikes and put them on rent, as there is no rent-a-bike licenses issued, and a lot of young youth who would want to buy and can afford 1 or 2 bikes cannot buy and rent, due to which several such private bikes are rented and given for rent, and the revenue to the transport department is lost. The government should start issuing new rent-a-bike licenses for minimum 2 or 3 bikes for new single owners or license per family, which will encourage entrepreneurs as well as generate revenue plus stop illegal renting of private bikes.
Sri Alex Reznare Lawrence.
Though this is a 0-hour mention, खूब महत्वाचें आसा. Goan is a unique place where there are renter bikes available to tourists. Very consciously, आमचो सरकार येतकूच आमी हे स्टॉप केल्ले. कित्याक स्टॉप केल्ले? हुंय संख्या इतली वाडलेली आनी हुंय कांयच्या काय हुंय पार्किंग करप, लोकांक ब्लॉक करप आनी एक्सिडेंटूय जाताले. टुरिस्ट येतात ते बायकार बसून तांकां रुल्स खबर ना, ट्रॅफिक सिग्नल खंयचो रस्तो तो वन वे वयताले, खूब एक्सिडेंटूय जाताले म्हणून आमी स्टॉप केल्ले. पूण आमी पळयलां ते उपरांत कितें जालां स्पीकर सर, इल्लिगली बायक रेंट आउट करता आनी सेम थिंग इज गोईंग ऑन, स्टील दे आर डुईंग इट इल्लिगली. सो डिपार्टमेंट इज रिकन्सिडरींग दॅट एटलिस्ट फॉर अ शॉर्ट पिरियड आहा ते लिगलायज कशें करपाचें सो दॅट इल्लिगली आमी मागीर सारके स्ट्रिक्ट जावपा आनी रेंट अ बायक आमचे अनएम्प्लॉयड युथाक एक संदी दिवपाक. वी आर कन्सिडरींग इट इज अंडर एक्टीव कन्सिडरेशन ऑफ द गव्हर्मेंट. बट आय कॅनॉट गिव अ specific assurance now, but it is at the back of my mind because it is the demand of the youth. Further, हेजेरूच हांव सांगपाक सोदतां, आमी गोंयची पात्रांव स्कीम म्हूण केली. इवन दो इट वॉज अ प्रायवेट ऑपरेटर, बरी वेवस्थीतपणे चलता आनी फुडल्या म्हयन्यान आनी 100 जाणां दिवपाचे आसा. तितून आमी इंटग्रेट रेंट अ बायकूय करता, मल्टी मोडल ट्रान्सपोर्ट करपा खातीर, रिक्षाय करता आनी ऑल वील बी इलेक्ट्रिकल बायक्स. So this is a new thing what we are introducing. तुझे कोण घेवपाचे आसा तांकां इलेक्ट्रिकल बायक घेवपा जाय, so that there will be less pollution as well.
श्री Alex Lawrence.
Speaker sir, yesterday kal ek incident zala all length. I'm just bringing it to notice of the house that somebody the law and order situation and one Zuzedais was attacked by the chopper in the and he was on his neck. He had a wound resulting in severe injuries. So the incident has caused a feeling of insecurity among the people around that area. So I would request the government to take immediate action. Although FIR has been lodged and the police are investigation to avoid such type of instances where somebody coming with chopper just comes in the daylight should be avoided. And it will be a fear for those people who even attempt such type of incidents. Speaker sir.
श्री Elton Costa.
Speaker sir, fear and anxiety in the minds of villagers of Aved and Parota. Very serious issues, Speaker sir. As the worry about the potholes and cracks that have emerged on the Parota bridge, urgent intervention from the PWD department is sought to repair the bridge before any unfortunate incident occurs. The safety of the people is at risk. The prompt action is needed to address this issue.
श्री Dr. Chandragan Shetty.
Sir, there is an apprehension in the mind of the parent of students studying in higher secondary school in the state of Goa, particularly the student of science stream who are preparing for competitive exam like NEET, JEE, Olympiads, AIMS, and the likes due to the additional burden of second language student in the state.
Sri Krishna Sarkar.
Speaker sir, fear and anxiety in the minds of people of Vasco regarding settling of road time and again in front of Goa shipyard, a main gate. Minister हाचे नजरेक हाडटा की PWD मिनिस्टर सर वो रोड जो आसा वो बिझियस्ट स्ट्रीट म्हणजे आमचो बिझियस्ट स्ट्रीटार आसा आनी पडतो इलेज सर वो रस्तो गोवा शिपयार्डा फुडलो मेन सगळ्यात मेन सो तो देंवत आसा आनी काल थंय एक एक्सिडेंट जावन ही इज सिरियसली सिटींग इन द हॉस्पिटल. सो हांव मागता मिनिस्टरा कडेन की जाता इतले बेगीन हाजेर इन्क्वायरी करची म्हणून.
कागदपत्र पेपर टू बी रेड श्री सुभाष शिरोडकर सहकार मंत्री.
Speaker sir, I lay on the table the papers shown against my name in today's order.
Yes. आमदार श्री डॉक्टर दिव्या राणी आणि लक्षाजी सुद्दामणजी.
Speaker sir, there's fear and anxiety in the minds of the people regarding the bridge over Kalti River in Sattari Taluka. The bridge is over 55 years old and has developed several cracks. Heavy vehicles from Karnataka, Maharashtra use this bridge. There's urgent need for structural audit and estimates for construction of a new bridge, along with repairs to approach roads and urgent repairs to current bridge has to be carried out to prevent any untoward accidents and incidents.
Yes, Minister.
The site of the bridge on Kalti River at Keri was inspected by the Chief Engineer, NH and RNB, along with the Superintendent Division 10, Executive Engineer, Projects RO, Morth and others. It was noticed that there are no structural cracks to the main bridge. The bridge consists of 3 spans with 2 central piers and side abutments. On an upstream side, a Ganpati Visarjan shed has been constructed in the course of the river, and downstream side, illegal filling of land has been done, thereby blocking the free flow of water through one of the spans of the bridge. This has led to diversion of the river course on one side, causing damage, erosion of wing walls, and as a reason, approach portion near abutment settled to certain extent. In this regard, PWD has requested WRD department for needful action for restoring river course so that further damage of environment cannot be done. I have already requested WRD minister to remove the encroachment in the river course, because if there is an encroachment, then there is a damage again to be possible. It is essential to clear the silt and illegal filling from river course to restore free flow through all the three spans. Also, there is need to take up the work of reconstruction of eroded wing walls, store the approach slabs. As such, estimate for repairs and restoration of spherical component of the bridges on River Kalti at chainage 8.20 kilometers carry on NH 748AA amounting to 90.65 lakhs is proposed for sanction of MORT under FDR funds. I have directed my officers to continuously follow up with the regional office of MORT, Mumbai, for each sanction of the said estimate. The work will be taken up once the approval is received from MORT. Meanwhile, department is in the process of conducting a structural audit of culverts and bridges located along National Highway 748AA between Sakali to Goa border, Cholla, which includes the said bridge. The proposal for appointment of the consultant of the said consultancy is already under process. Department has also submitted a proposal of replacement of existing old masonry culverts on the stretch of National Highway 748AA amounting to 5.25 crores of more sanctions. The bridge is structurally stable, and in view of the above, there is no need of fear and anxiety regarding the safety of the bridge at Kalli.
Speaker, sir, I know that I've got this answer, but the engineers have said, but the report, when we wrote to the PWD department, they have sent a proposal for urgent repairs and restoration of the peripheral components of the bridge on Kalti River under flood damage repair. This has been submitted to MORT, Speaker, sir. So I request the Honorable Minister to please, because the request has gone to MORT, but there is always a delay coming because it's Union Ministry. I request, like, if there's a delay from the MORT for the repair of or construction of this, whether the PWD department can take up this work on urgent basis. Because over the years, the course of the river has changed, and because of that, there is a damage to the embankment of the, the bridge. It is seen that there is a damage to the embankment of the bridge over the course of the years, because the course of the river has changed. And there's a lot of erosion that has happened on the banks of the river. So because of that, there is cracks. I mean, I know that the engineers have said that there is no damage, but our people, locals who live there, and problem is that that bridge is the only bridge which connects from Chorla Ghat, all the heavy vehicles, whether it's trucks, buses, small vehicles, all the buses, all the vehicles coming from Maharashtra, Karnataka, they have to take that route to come into Goa from Chorla Ghat, from the Keri outpost to Sakri and then onwards. And that is the only bridge connecting. And because there is so much pressure over it, and it is over 60 years old. So there are cracks on it, and there needs to be repair work. And I think more than repair work, if a with repairs, if a new bridge, because this is a two-span bridge, so if a new bridge can be built, that would really benefit everybody, because it is a national, that's the national highway. So I request Minister to kindly look into it.
Speaker, sir, I have already replied, and I'm very sure that honorable colleague, Madam Divya Rane, has understood what the complex situation is about. First of all, there is illegal filling of the river, which I have requested WRD Minister, and I request you also to follow up with WRD Minister to see that the diverted course of the river is straightened, because that has damaged the piers of the bridge, number one. Number two, about follow-up of the amount what we have sent. Honorable CM is there. I have also informed CM. I will make CM also to request CM also to follow up with more I will also more, then we will get it done. That is not an issue. Issue is, now if we have to increase the width of the road or make a new bridge, we require additional land at the side. And I think as local MLA, I had also given a categorical assurance to Mr. Jeet Arolkar, MLA of Mandaram constituency on a similar land, that even now when they were speaking about the Tuya industrial state, the bridge being very narrow, road being narrow. See, today acquisition under the compensate 2013 Act, common compensate when giving on sale deed is becoming very difficult. So if you take leadership and if you get NOCs, we'll pay for it. But we can think of making a new double, triple bridge, 4-lane bridge there, if you can bring the NOCs. I will tell my engineers to give the entire alignment of the new bridge, and you can get the NOCs. But in the meantime, I would request you to kindly follow up with WRD Minister. I will also follow up to remove the encroachments which have done in the course of the river, which has diverted the flow, which you have also admitted, and damaged the pier of the wall. Thank you, Speaker.
Sri Alex Sikera, calling attention.
Speaker, sir, fear and anxiety in the minds of the village panchayats, whose areas have been declared as notified areas by GOA IDC, who have deliberately been denied their rightful dues that have been collected by GOA IDC over the last several years. The steps the government has taken in this matter.
Last moment, but I can reply if he so desires. I don't need a written reply from the department. I'm leaving it to either I answer it today or I can answer it on 4th August.
Speaker, sir, as per the convention, reply should be in writing. However,
Sir, then I will reply it on 4th August.
However, I am willing to accept his oral reply provided he says facts.
Yes, पुढे होत्या. खासगी ठराव श्री विजय सरदेसाई, क्रूज सिल्वा आणि अलेक्स कार्लोस फेरेरा आणि म्हणचो.
Speaker, sir, the House strongly resolves the government to formulate a heritage conservation policy. Goa has got 51 notified structures under the State Archaeology Department and close to 430 additional monuments and structures with immense heritage value. The state government is yet to put in place a heritage conservation policy to conserve and preserve these architectural monuments.
ठराव सभागृह मुखार आसा. उलयात मंत्री.
रिप्लाय दिता पण ताजे बरोबर तिगांनी जर एका बरोबर एक्सप्लेन केलें what they really desire to get from this policy. I have a reply, so I would request all the reply करूं मागीर करतात. Speaker, sir, the Department of Archaeology has notified 51 monuments as in the resolution. The 51 monuments and sites of archaeological importance as protected monuments and sites as per Goa Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1978 and Rules 1980. Besides, there are another 21 monuments and sites notified in Goa by Archaeological Survey of India, Government of India, as protected monuments and sites as per the Ancient Monument and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958. Out of 21 centrally protected sites, Church Complex at Old Goa is a World Heritage Site recognized by UNESCO. Apart from these, there are buildings, sites of historic and aesthetic importance of Goa notified under Section 15 of the Goa Town and Country Planning Act, the Goa Regulation of Land Development and Building Construction Act 2008, and the Goa Land Development and Building Construction Regulation 2010. They have a conservation committee also, and one of the member is from archaeology. Besides, there are notified conservation zones by TCP. There are over 430 or over 400 such buildings, the private heritage structures and buildings which are under TCP. The Department of Archaeology, along with the Department of Archaeology Museum of Government of Maharashtra, has even submitted joint proposal to UNESCO for declaring rock art sites for recognition of World Heritage status. UNESCO in its tentative list of World Heritage site, which has accepted one of our proposal, that is at Pansai Mall in Sulkarna of Kavrepilla Panchayat. Apart from all these sites and monuments, government is aware that there are hundreds of other heritage sites and monuments which are having archaeological and cultural significance. Many of such potential archaeological sites and monuments are in a living condition where people are using such spaces, traditions and rituals purpose. Recently, government has accorded administrative approval to notify 7 more sites and monuments as protected sites and monuments. So far, we have taken the administrative approval, and the further step is the land survey of all and demarcation plan and putting up a survey plan out of that. Government has also accorded approval for initiate survey of prehistoric Stone Age sites throughout the state. For this purpose, we have already initiated efforts with prehistorian archaeologists, international repute, such as Dr. Path Chauhan Institute of Science, Education and Research, Mohali, Punjab, and Dr. Rija Abbas, Indian Numismatic Historical Cultural Research Foundation, Nasik, Maharashtra, and their team. Speaker, sir, government has also accorded approval to sign MOU with Department of Humanities, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, Mohali, Punjab, to carry out survey of prehistoric sites, antiquities and other technical assistance wherever required. The government has also accorded approval to carry out extensive survey of all heritage structures which are more than 100 years of old, and also antiquities which are of archaeological importance from government as well as private ownership. Speaker, sir, this survey is planned on the line of Government of India National Museum on Monuments and Antiquities. The structures and the objects directly has to be maintained. For that, on the lines of national policy for conservation, the government of Goa working on the preparing heritage property policy, as it was a commitment announced by the Honorable Chief Minister in his budget speech. And with this initiative, we have started initial discussions and panel discussions with for the public consumption, for building the public opinion in the public domain. And for this purpose, the Department of Archaeology has conducted a panel discussion by inviting various stakeholders on the topic of heritage policy for Goa on the occasion of World Heritage Day on April 18, 2023. It is not that because the resolution has come and we are going ahead with this. The process is initiated long back, and we had a panel of debate by the experts such as Dr. Ashish Rege, Principal Goa College of Architecture, Dr. Abhijit Sadle, one of the renowned architect, Dr. Seema Rasbud, Department of History of Goa University, Dr. Purnanand Savaikar, Goa College of Engineering, architect Chandan Parab, architect Srimati Savani Shetty, archaeologist were invited as a guest speaker. Speaker, sir, the focus here is heritage conservation policy is very much required for the state. आणि त्या दृष्टिकोनांतल्यान आर्किओलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट काम करीत आयिल्लें आसा. आनी ताजे हांव सांगता कित्याक लागून जाय तें. इट इज अ व्हेरी वेलकम स्टेप. हें रेजोल्युशनूय आयिल्लें आसा एंड इट वील स्ट्रेंथन आवर एफर्ट्स. आनी ताचे खातीर एक म्हणजे आमकां वेरियस स्ट्रक्चर. गोवा वॉज रूल्ड फॉर 450 years बाय पोर्तुगीज, एंड देन आफ्टर वी गॉट अ लिबरेशन. दे हॅव लेफ्ट ओवर, देर आर सर्टन मॉन्युमेंट्स. ताजे पयलीं खुबशे हाजेर आक्रमण जाल्लीं गोंयचेर, आनीक गेले म्हाका दिसता की 1200 वर्सां पयलीं सन कदंबकालीन पसून कांय स्ट्रक्चर्स आसात हे सगळे मेंटेन करपाचे. ते हेरिटेज पॉलिसी इज व्हेरी कन्जर्वेशन पॉलिसी इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट बिकॉज we need to conserve, we need to protect, we need to preserve, we need to restore and we need to maintain all these sites so that ताजे जे वॅल्यूज आसात ते उरपाक जाय आनी हिस्ट्री भितर आमचे येणारे जनरेशना भितर आमचे जे दायज आसा ते सगळ्या लोकां मुखार वचपाक जाय आनी हिस्ट्री ही सारकी मेंटेन जावपाक जाय. हिस्ट्री मेळत तशी जावपाक जायना हाचे खातीर अत्यंत गरजेचें. म्हणून आमकां हे सगळे आयडेंटिफाय केल्ले ऑल हेरिटेज सायट्स आमकां एक लिस्ट आउट करपाक जाय. तातूंत भितर कॅटेगरायज करपाक जाय. कॅटेगरायज म्हणजेच खंयचे ग्लोबल वॅल्यू खंयच्याक आसा, इंटरनॅशनली वॅल्यू कितल्याक आसा, आमकां नॅशनल इम्पॉर्टन्स कित्याक आसा, आमचे स्टेट इम्पॉर्टन्स खंयचे, विलेज इम्पॉर्टन्स खंयचे आनी अकॉर्डिंगली आमकां ज्यो वेरियस बॉडी आसतल्यो कोणी मेंटेन करपाचे, वेदर इट हॅज टू बी मेंटेन, रिनोवेटेड ऑर दी परमिशन्स आर फॉर एनी ऑफ दी चेंज ऑर इनोवेशन फ्रॉम whom, ह्यो सगळे पॉलिसी इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट फॉर दॅट पर्पज. रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज हॅव टू बी allocated to each of the department, whether it is maintained by the state, central or village or TCP or whichever, tourism pasun aile jar jayet, it can become a part of that. Heritage policy is not only for the archaeological purpose, it is meant for the tourism. आमकां हेरिटेज टुरिजम करतलो जर जाय, टुरिजमाचें घेवचें पडटलें. आमकां TCP कडल्यान खंयची परमिशन जाय तेन्ना TCPकय आसतलें आनी आर्किओलॉजी आसतलें. आय थिंक आर्किओलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट वील टेक दीस इनिशिएटीव आनी आर्किओलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट हे मेन आसतलें. The framing of rules for different categories, the heritage conservation policy is very much required. Preservation, conservation, restoration, maintenance, हे सगळें आमकां करपा खातीर एक पॉलिसी आसचीच पडटली. Delegating powers to different bodies, तेय आमकां करचें पडटलें. Frame a policy for private structures, privileges, relaxations, मागीर फंडींग. म्हणजे हांव कोणाक विशयी विचार जे प्रायवेट स्ट्रक्चर्स आसात, आज चांदोर बागान भितर अनेक अशीं ओल्ड घरां आसात. आमकां होली स्पिरिटा कडेन अनेक ओल्ड हेरिटेज घरां आसात. आमच्या हातून माला हातून भितरय खुबशीं अशीं हेरिटेज घरां आसात. दे आर प्रायवेट, बट ऑल दोज इंडिविज्युअल्स आर वरीड अबाउट वेन द नोटिफिकेशन जावं ते आयडेंटिफाय जातात तेन्ना ह्या ओनराक भंय दिसता की आपल्याचेर खंय तरी गदा येतली. हाचे फुडें आपूण आपल्या घरान भितर रावपाक शकतलो काय ना, ते मोडल्यार आपल्याक हक्क आसा काय ना सारकें करपाचें, ते रिनोवेशन कॉस्ट आपल्या कडेन जपतलो काय ना, त्या रितीन तें करपाक जाय. आपल्याक जाय तशें ना. म्हणून आमकां ह्या पॉलिसी भितरय अशें करपाक जाय, सगळ्यांचे कन्सेन्सस घेवन हावजाचो आनी इन पब्लीक डोमेन ऑल्सो, की तुमचे जरी तो स्ट्रक्चर आसलो जर जायत जाल्यार तुमकां कितें फंडींग जाय जाल्यार सरकारान तें फंडींग करपाचें प्रोविजन ह्या पॉलिसी भितर आसतलें काय ना. भिवपाक कोणाकच भंय आनी तांकां कांयच दुखय नासतना तांचें स्ट्रक्चर वेल मेंटेन करून तांकां ते पार्ट ऑफ रेवेन्यू कसो करपाचो आनी स्टेटीक रेवेन्यू कसो करपाचो, हे सगळे पॉलिसी अत्यंत गरजेची आसा. ताच्या भायर आमचे जे जे किल्ले आसतले, जे जे कितें एन्शंट हें आसतलें अजून पर्यंत जे आयडेंटिफाय जालें ना, वी आर इन दी प्रोसेस ऑफ आयडेंटिफायींग ऑल दोज. फॉर दॅट पर्पज म्हाका दिसता की हांव म्हयन्यांतले 4-5 दीस तरी ह्या सगळ्या सायटींनी दोज आर आयडेंटिफायड नीड्स टू बी प्रोटेक्टेड, तांचें ब्युटिफिकेशन जावपाक जाय, रिस्टोरेशन जावपाक जाय. आय कीप माय टूर्स एवरी एटलिस्ट अ वीक इन अ मंथ. अशें खुबशे आमी भोवून केल्ले आसात. ताचे भायर ज्यो नवे सायट्स आसात त्यो कशे तरेन हाडपाच्यो, आयडेंटिफाय करपाच्यो, जो प्रोसेस आसा तो खंयच्या हातून भितर म्हणजे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटीव एप्रुवल घेतल्या नंतर ताच्यो बाउंड्रीज, ताका कितें लागतलें हें सगळें करपाची आमची तयारी आसा. हांव मागतां की आमचे जे रिजोल्युशन हाडलेलें आसा तांकां हाचे भायर जर कितें हाचेर संभाशण करपाचें आसा, प्रस्ताव मांडपाचे आसा जाल्यार तांणी ते मांडूं येता.
मागीर चर्चा मागीर 2 मिनटां आसा.
15 मिनटां जाय,
म्हणजे आफ्टर
15-20 मिनटां अशी जाय. इम्पॉर्टंट इश्यू.
सभाघराचें कामकाज 2:30 पर्यंत स्थगीत.
मंत्र्यांनी म्हणलां की इट इज नॉट अ पॉलिटिकल इश्यू, इट्स